Hello everyone. Today we are going to show you or tell you about Capgemini hiring process, starting from how to appear for the Capgemini interview till the point you get the offer letter. So we have collected all the information from the students who got placed in Capgemini. So they shared all the information, and today we are going to bring you that information. So let's get started. I have a candidate with me who is going to share his experience. So let's get started. How did you get selected in Capgemini? Could you briefly tell us about that?
Yeah, actually, I was get selected into Capgemini through a college campus recruitment, right? So the technical team of Capgemini and HR team was visited to our college campus in the last semester, and they conducted few rounds of discussion, and then we got selected into Capgemini.
Yeah, that's great. Nice to hear that. What was the criteria to apply for a Capgemini interview for freshers?
Yeah, so the criteria was like you should be a engineering graduate. So I was in last year of Bachelor of Engineering in IT. I was having an information technology branch, and they had a criteria that the candidate should have at least 60% in all his education. Like if he should be having at least 60% in 10th, at least 60% in 12th, and 60% in Bachelor of Engineering, and there should not be any backlogs or year gap. So that was the main criteria to apply uh, for a job in Capgemini.
Yeah, perfect. Nice to hear that. That's great. Hmm. How many rounds were there, and what were the rounds in Capgemini during the interview process?
There were around 4 rounds of discussion, out of which first round was an aptitude test, which was basically a written test. Then there was a technical discussion, which was comprised of 2 rounds of technical discussion, but generally they take 1 round of discussion. Depends on the first round's result, and at the end they conduct the HR discussion.
Yeah, perfect. So that's good. So the first round is the written aptitude test. So how much time was given for that test, and how much time they took for announcing the results, and what was the questions that were being asked in the written test? Could you briefly explain about this?
Yeah. So this aptitude test basically consists of different sections. The first section was quantitative aptitude, where they asked questions based on your quantitative programming. Like they asked some general knowledge questions. There were some questions which were like logical questions to find uh, a missing number in the series, or some questions like find the age difference between uh, two men, so two people. Then there was a different section which was a little bit technical, like there was multiple choice questions. So we had to answer to those multiple choice questions, and then there were a few programming questions, like you have to write a program or you have to write a database query, and the time which was given for this test was 90 minutes. So that was the all about the aptitude test. Then we had given the results after 1 hour. So they conducted the aptitude test and they announced results after 1 hour after completing the test.
Yeah, that's great. So you got aptitude test. You also explained about what was the content of the aptitude test. Perfect. So after that, what after the aptitude test, if you clear the aptitude test, what is the next round that happens during the interview process?
Yeah. So after aptitude test, there were 2 rounds of technical discussion. Basically, one was a group discussion, and the other one was technical interview. So if the number of people, number of students are more in quantity, then they take a group discussion to filter out the candidates. And if we don't have more number of students, then they directly jump into a technical interview where they ask questions based on your programming skills, or they will ask you to write simple programs like find whether the given number is palindrome or not, or write a program to print Fibonacci series. They will ask you some questions based on your operating system knowledge or database related queries. They might ask you to write some queries related to database, or they might ask you to write program in any language, like whatever language you are compatible, C, C++, Java. So this is about the technical discussion. So they asked few kind of questions, this kind of questions in technical discussion.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Perfect. And after the technical discussion, after how much time you got the results, and what was the next round after technical discussion?
Yeah. So after technical discussion, we got the result immediately after 30 minutes because there were lots of students, and when the students get selected in technical discussion, they were asked to go directly for the HR discussion. So I was went directly for the HR discussion after technical discussion in 10 minutes.
Yeah, perfect. And after the HR discussion, do you directly got the result of HR discussion, or after how much time you got the result from the HR?
Yeah, so HR discussion, they asked me a few questions based on my personal, what can I say, personal experience. So they asked me to tell about myself, or they asked me why should I hire you, or some kind that kind of question like strength and weaknesses, and what are your short-term goals or long-term goals. So these are the questions which were asked in HR discussion. And after HR discussion, they informed us immediately that you have been selected and you will be getting the offer letter. So to release the offer letter, it took around 2 months. I got the offer letter after 2 months, and then uh, I got the information about this offer letter.
Yeah, perfect. So generally, it's 1 to 2 month you get the offer letter from Capgemini after the HR discussion. Correct. All right. So that's good. There are a few tips about what to do. So while attending the interview, there may be many people who are attending, but keep an eye on people who got selected, and also take their phone numbers after the interview process. So when they announce the result, just get the phone number of few people who got selected in the interview, because if you don't get the offer letter, you can call that guy and ask whether he has gotten the offer letter. And if he has gotten the offer letter and you haven't, in that case, you can write to the Capgemini HR team asking. First, you have to give all the details about date of interview, where the interview was held, and what is your name. And so after putting all these details, you have to send a mail to Capgemini HR team, and they will get back to you with the relevant information. Correct.
Yes, correct.
All right. So that's all from the Capgemini hiring process. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you.